So, when I was younger, one of my favorite stories was the story of the hare and the tortoise. If you don't know it, the hare and the tortoise decide to have a race. The hare, being the hare, hares off, runs really quickly, gets so far ahead and a bit tired, decides to have a sleep when the slow, plodding tortoise takes over and wins. And the moral is slow and steady wins the race. Now, I always loved this when I was younger because I always identified with the tortoise and kind of saw myself as slow and steady. And so it kind of justified me going a bit slower than everyone else. But revisiting it as an adult, I'm a bit, what? So do we always have to be a tortoise? What if we want to go for something and run quickly? What does it look like if we've been made more like a hare or a cheetah? And what about the snails amongst us who want to go even slower? So today I'm going to be having a look at what it looks like to know your pace and to run your race well as you. Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Focus, where we take a creative, honest, and hopeful look at a topic to help you grow in your life and leadership. Okay, so the hare and the tortoise. Well, the big picture moral of it is a pretty good one that we can take whatever we are, wherever we are, whoever we are, which is if you know your pace and you know you're overdoing it, slow down and go steady. For the sake of the long haul, it's worth knowing our pace and making sure that we're going to be sustainable over the long run. Slow and steady, for us, whatever that looks like, will probably win the race of the whole of life. However, I found it a bit difficult, this story, because I realised that, of course, it's totally comparative. I've got people in my life who look at me thinking I'm a tortoise and say, no, no, you're a hare. There are other people I look around me and I think, oh my goodness, you're not just a tortoise, you're like a snail. Or, wow, actually, compared to me, you're like a cheetah. Actually, depending on our context, our team, the people around us, we can shift between being the tortoise, the hare, a cheetah, a snail. It's all pretty comparative and it depends on our context. So, my first point here is to say, actually, wherever we are when we're thinking about pacing ourselves, firstly, check out your context. Are you a tortoise in a world of hares? Are you a hare in a world of tortoises? Are you a cheetah working with a team of snails? Whereabouts are you right now? What about your country, nationality? Where are you working cross-culturally, interculturally? What kind of animal are you compared to the animals you're working with? How does your work shape and speed fit with the context you're in? And so I guess as a part of it, if you're a tortoise in a world of hares, how do you need to build in a bit of a breather for the organizational or team context that you're working with at a higher pace than your natural one? If you're a hare in a team of tortoises, you might want to find some cheetahs or hares to hang out with every so often to keep you motivated and so you don't go insane with the slower pace of life. So first point, check your context. Second point, think about your life season. I often work with clients who are going through a major life transition and they're finding it's a huge identity crisis for them because they identify themselves as a hare, a high-paced worker, boss, leader, family person. And actually, in this season, they feel like they've become a tortoise. What's happened to me? Well, actually, key transitional awareness is knowing that when we're going through major life transitions, actually, internally, we're working like a hare to adjust our emotional space to all of the life that's just shifting around us, be that a work change, a life stage change, be that a move internationally. The transition is making us run at a high pace internally, so it's completely normal to look more like a tortoise on the outside. So check out your life season. Are you in a transitional moment where your pace is shifting? Don't worry, you are still you. You might just need to have a different pace for a certain time. My final point is we need to have a holistic awareness of pace. And it's linked to the second point, which is as humans, we operate on four levels. That's five. This is four, four levels, which is our physical level, our body, our mind, our mental level, emotions in the heart, and also spiritually, our souls and our gut and how we're sensing things around us. And actually, sometimes we need to look at what is the pace of each of those spheres. Sometimes something has happened in your life that you're processing emotionally at a high pace, which means that mentally and physically you're unable to give what you were able to give before. Or maybe you are running at a high pace, going through something physically, which means you need a bit more time to process emotionally. Actually, we need to have a holistic approach to pace and not only look at our outward productivity as to how quickly we're doing our work, our life, our business. Remember, our emotions, our spirit, gut, and also our mind also have a pace. So, tortoise, hare, cheetah, snail, what's your natural pace? What does it look like to run well as you? And what is your context, your season, or your whole being requiring of you that might require some adjustment? Have a think about it and keep living courageously. Hi, I'm Ruth, life and leadership coach with Living Courageously, where we are all about equipping you to live a courageous life with authenticity, creativity, and hope. And we do this especially through coaching and training on fruitfully leading yourself, preparing for and navigating into your next adventure, creating and loving your diverse teams, and distilling wisdom from what your emotions are telling you. So, who's journeying with you as you step into a more creative and courageous life? Get in touch if you'd like to explore coaching or other partnership potential.